What in the world just happened to this market today? I have no idea. Well, I have some ideas. So, in this video today, we're going to be talking about what just happened in this market, looking at the technical analysis, looking at the Qs, the SPY, the IWM, looking at some other um, indicators and economic pieces to try to put together the puzzle on what happened today. Some of the things that could have happened today would be more fear around Japan's economy and the rate hike coming next week of 25 basis points, or the fears of tariffs being basically pulled back and having to pay back countries the tariff money due to the Supreme Court thinking they are illegal. Also, GDP concerns, inflation concerns, the fact that we just cut whenever things in the economy are looking better than normal based on the actual data. Not saying one, all, or specifically anything is really causing this pullback today that we're seeing, just kind of throwing out some suggestions or things that it could have been, right? And at the same time, we keep on seeing this basically kangaroo market where market goes up and it's like, yes, we're back. And then markets come crashing down in a quick fashion, kind of like Bitcoin's been doing, running up, running down, running up, running down, um, just kind of in these short bursts, quick movements. If I had to guess which way we go next week, like Monday or so, I would expect us to have a big solid bounce, maybe 0.5% to 1% up across the markets, but no one really knows. But overall, you can see it. We're down about 2% on the Qs today. We're down about a little over 1% on the SPY and almost 1.5% on the IWM, 2.5% on BTC, Bitcoin, 4.77% on Ethereum. Things were a little bit worse this morning. We had a bounce and then we came right back to in the end of the day here. Besides that, VIX is popping to a tune of 7%. We can clearly see that here. If we go to a daily chart, we can see though that VIX spiked today, but we are still under 16. We are still at these depressed prices. And you kind of saw it, we got down here to this 14, 16 range, typically where you see a little bit of a pop in the VIX. If we look at the quorum is moving a little higher as well. We started to come down. Now we bounced and starting to move back up a little bit, but could just be a 21 EMA and then right back down to this level and stay in this level. What else do we got here, guys? We have US 10-year climbing higher. You have the 2-year coming down today. And that's really it for like economic. You have the dollar that continues to weaken now after it did start running higher, continuing to weaken. Yeah, things are kind of not going to lie, a little bit all over the place. If we zoom out and look at the daily here, we are sitting right at basically this 50-day moving average. We're sitting right on it. So like I said, if we were expecting to see a pop next week, it would be right off this in the next week over the next couple of trading days. So that's something to be on the lookout for. We are almost down here to the green barrier on the Willie or Williams percentage range. When we get down here, right, or close to it, that's when we see these pops or bottoming outs happen, right? Over and over and over again. So there's definitely a good area to basically be looking for a bounce. We also could, I'll tell you both sides. I'll tell you the good. I'll tell you the ugly. I'll tell you your baby's ugly if your baby's ugly, and your baby looked kind of ugly right here. This looks like a classic high, all-time high, low, lower high, and then this could shoot down to make a lower low. So building structure for the beginning of a bear market, downtrend, so on and so forth. Not saying that's what this is, just saying, hey, this is something to watch out for. We really want to break over this to kind of put those fears to bed. Um, but if we don't and we continue to trickle lower, well, then you kind of know where we're going here. We're going to go down here to 590. We're going to go down here to 580, revisit November lows. And yeah, that wouldn't be fun, obviously. What about on the weekly chart? On the weekly chart, you kind of see it. We were all rainbows and sunshine there for a while since April lows, continuing higher on the Williams percentage range, continuing higher on the stocks and the charts. And then all of a sudden, we had this breakdown. Then we had a bigger breakdown. Now we came up. And now we're kind of seeing this again. We don't know what this is. Is this a high, low, lower low situation? Boop, 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 creating this structure. Or is this simply, okay, we came down here. We've done this before and bottomed. We've done this before and bottomed. We've done this before and bottomed, right? So on and so forth. Could this be that scenario? Well, the one thing that is leading to that possibility is that your RSI did get down here. It did get oversold, and then we popped a decent bit, right? And then we're starting to move higher. But again, this could be a lower high, lower high, lower high. We don't know until we get a little bit more data and kind of see where next week goes with everything. I'll say this, and I said this in the very beginning. When we got this bearish cross here, I said we're going to get at least a 5% or more pullback in the markets. Actually, I believe we'll get an 8% pullback because every time this blue crossed this pink line right here, the 9 EMA through the 21 EMA on the Williams percentage range, every single time that that's happened to the downside and made a bearish cross like this, what has happened? Simply put, we went down at least 8%. Oh my gosh, that's an ugly 8. We went down at least 8%. Well, this right here was almost 9% move down. Now, what happens now? Could that be the end of it? I don't know. We don't know. Like I said, this could be a high, low, and then a lower low is made next. You got things out there that are scaring people. But at the same time, my biggest concern in this bull run since April was simply this. We broke. Well, let's just look at this bull run right here last year in 2024. Look what happened here. Bear market broke out above the 21 and the 21 EMA and the 50 daily moving average or weekly moving average, retested it, confirmed that we were actually flipping that from bearish to bullish. Then we went on a run, came back, retested the 21 EMA, bounced. This looks kind of like it does right now, right? So not the greatest. And again, we have to push upward if we want to continue higher and not be making a high, low, higher, low, or lower high and then lower low. But the thing I want to mainly talk about here is once we flipped the 21 EMA, we retested it, bounced, retested it again, bounced, and lost it, got down to the 50 moving average, week moving average. Then you see multiple other times we either retested the 21 EMA or the 50 week moving average, retested, kept holding on, kept bouncing, kept moving in this one locomotive direction until finally we didn't. We broke down, we retested, then we flipped, and then we saw this, collapse in the beginning of this year in April. Well, the reason I didn't like this so much was very simple. You broke out, you never retested, you never came back and even touched the 21 EMA from here to here. We finally, just last month came down and retested the 21 EMA. And we had a very nice, strong bounce off the 21 EMA. So this gives me cause to be actually lean a little bit more bullish, even though we have a potential high, then a lower high. Until we really break this bottom here, I'm not too concerned. Draw a straight line. Come on, Ronnie. Jeez. I'm not too concerned until we break the low of 590.07 or 580.74. I'm not really concerned unless we get down there and break that low for a retest of right here around 550-ish. And then obviously if we lose that, then you saw what happened back here. We went on a big downside ride. Yeah, I keep telling my community this. It's very mixed. It's very mixed. I can see the Bears case for things. I can see the Bulls case for things. I don't believe you can have one without the other. I believe right now we're in a kangaroo market. What a kangaroo market is exactly what we saw at the end of last year into the beginning of this year, where we're up, then we're down, we're up, then we're down, and then we go. We pick a direction. In this case, we pick down. In other cases, we consolidate and then pick higher, right? What's a good situation for that? Say like right here, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then we went higher, right? So I believe we're in this like same scenario right now. We're just in this kangaroo market, up and then big down and then up and then down and then up and down, up and down. And just a kangaroo market, just bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, consolidating, consolidating. Where we go, nobody knows. This is pointing down, so that's not good. But we might have bottomed here. Then this is a low. There's a lower low. There's a low. There's a higher low. There's a high, and then we can make a higher high. So really, we're at this fork in the road, and we don't know which way we're gonna go. If we look at some other things here, if we look at a monthly, um, let me clear this stuff out. If we look at a monthly and just kind of throw aside, everything else, we are still extended on the monthly, right? We dipped down 9% and then we wicked up hard. We could come and eat this wick. We can come down, push down and eat this wick and then bottom out here. We could retest the 13 EMA on the monthly time frame. We've done that multiple times here, 2023, 2025 during April crash. And again, this would be more so a correction or a crash. That's 17%. And then all the way down here, that's 30%. That'd be a bit crazy to have that again, which feels like so soon, right? Bear market, and then you had a pullback, then you had a correction. And now to have another correction or a bear market would feel kind of crazy because this was the last upswing here. And you had a correction, and a couple pullbacks in there. So again, guys, we really don't know. What I will say though, if we look, on the monthly, do things look a bit extended? Yes, but they can stay extended for a while and keep running higher. They can stay extended for a while and keep running higher. I'll say the best index right now is IWM. This thing looks so freaking good. Like you had your sell off down here, bounce right off. Well, not right off. You worked all the way down here, down to this area, but you ended up closing here and then bouncing from there. You have this 4-year cup and handle that you broke out, came down, went way too low, but came out and closed up here. So technically broke out, retest, and now you're moving higher. Well, this has a measured move over the next few years up to $329.69 per one share of the IWM. That's massive. That is massive. That's a massive move of like 34% from where we are at right now. That would be a move of about 29.65%. So massive move. We are a bit overbought, but at the same time, again, we were overbought here, here, and here, and then we just had these little consolidation periods and kept running higher to a tune of, let's just say right here, we got overbought. We still ran 51%. So just because we're overbought doesn't mean, hey, we're going to collapse, right? Because we stayed up here and kept going higher. So that doesn't mean that we can't. This looks the best to me. I'm well positioned in a lot of small caps and mid cap companies. I think they have the best bang for their buck. I think they're the most undervalued in this entire market. I think the market's been top heavy for a long time now with QQQ and SPY in certain companies like Nvidia, the Mag 7, AVGO, Oracle, so on and so forth. Big tech, big tech, big tech. I think it's time to start seeing this transition into some of these small and mid cap companies to kind of see a bigger move. This is the sexiest chart out there. SPY looks overextended. It's just been like this flagpole. QQQ has just been this flagpole, you know, basically all time highs, basically all time highs. And then, yes, basically all time highs, but you're breaking out again right here. You're breaking out of this big cup and handle pattern. So I think IWM looks the best. Overall, like I've been saying, we're mixed. I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I called out that 9% pullback that we had to the T because of where we were at, how extended we were, and the way things lined up. Right? I called it out to the T. It's hard to do that now, right? Look, bearish divergence, called it out to the T, broke out of this Williams consolidation box, right? Came down. We could be retesting here and then going lower, or we can simply have already bottomed, now breaking out, making a higher low, and then a higher high comes, and then we go to all time highs. Or this is a lower high, then we make a lower low, and then we drift down here maybe to 550. That'd be a strong target, right? 550, 560 area. We'd retest all that, and then from there, probably bounce. But I don't know. Guys. So, again, this video wasn't about telling you exactly what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen. This video was kind of just to kind of go over what I'm seeing on the charts and some scenarios, because as a trader or an investor, you want to know the scenarios. If you're running projections, if you're running risk reward for a trade, you want to know the scenarios. You want to know what they're doing and the possibilities and where things could go, right? And so that's what I see right now. If we look at, this is just like my snapshot of the market. This is your 2 hour this is your 2 hour Williams percentage range and RSI. This is your daily Williams percentage range and RSI. This is your weekly Williams percentage range and RSI. This is your monthly Williams percentage range and RSI. The two indicators that I believe are the best in the entire market for understanding where the markets are going to go. What does the 2 hour tell us? We're extremely oversold. We probably get a bounce Monday, Tuesday. What does the daily tell us? The daily tells us that we already made our low down here, and this could be a higher low, and we could bounce soon. We're almost down here. Every time we've gotten almost down here or down here, what happens? We get a big strong bounce to the upside on the daily. So next week could be a very bullish week based on the 2 hour and the daily. What do we see on the weekly? We kind of already looked at this. This might have been bottom here, like it has been before. This could be a higher low, and then we continue higher. Or this could be the most obvious bearish divergence, a lower high, and then we go down and make a lower low. And then on the monthly, we're bullish up here. Can always come down a little bit more. Right now, we're holding above purple line, which is good. Holding above purple lines means that the uptrend is continuing higher. We broke the purple line here, but it's not the end of the world, right? On a weekly time frame or daily or 2 hour. So you see it clear as day, right, guys? Like it's mixed. Like this looks like a downtrend. This is still good on the monthly. This is obviously bearish, but it's getting to the oversold point. And then the 2 hour is extremely oversold, where we could be looking at a bounce here Monday, Tuesday, which would drag the daily up, which then could make this a higher low, so on and so forth. If this comes down and breaks this though here, then we have our finite information. This was a low or lower low. high or lower high, lower low, lower high, and then this would be a lower low, and then you see we would trend down to the green barrier. But we don't know. But this is like a quick little nice snapshot of the markets. If we look at the SPY, looks basically the same, guys. Very oversold. Some room here. Again, crossing back up into the overspot area on the weekly, and then same thing with the monthly, but can go sideways for a while there. And again, the one that looks the best is going to be the IWM, oversold on the 2 hour, just now getting to the overbought on the monthly, just now getting to the overbought on the weekly, and can keep running. We're still up here in this nice bullish area above -50. Still up here on the monthly, still up here actually on the daily. So we haven't fully broken down yet. We still have our Williams consolidation box to the upside. Things looking good still. Still room here though to the downside on the IWM down here to the green barrier. So again, guys, I'll say it again, crystal clear. I don't know. Things are very, very choppy. Kangaroo market. We look extended some places, but extended can always go more extended. There's Christmas rally on the table, or sorry, Santa Claus rally on the table. Really hard to say right now. There's nobody out there that I truly believe can sit there and say, this is why, boom, here, right? Again, I see the Bears point, I see the Bulls point. But at the end of the day, nobody knows. We're in this kangaroo market. We're in this sideways chop. There's tons of great value and undervalued companies out there. There's tons of great trade setups on the lower time frames, on the daily time frame, on the weekly, on the monthly time frame. There's also great setups to the downside as well. It's mixed. Everything is mixed. It's very tough market to sit there and say, yeah, we're just going to continue higher. Yeah, we're for sure going to go lower. I can see either side. Um, I'm in trades. I'm in investments. I'm not over leveraged. I'm not on margin. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm not even trading a lot of options unless they're leaps. I'm trading mainly shares from my trades to keep the risk bottled up. Because if this does show us, hey, we are going lower, then I can easily clear my trades out with my shares only and not get absolutely wrecked. When you're on options, when the markets aren't like very clean and nice, when you're on a lot of options and markets keep going down, you get absolutely wrecked. That's how you blow up accounts. That's how you quit trading or investing forever. So yeah, look at your guys' stuff, make informed decisions. And most of all, guys, smash that like button, subscribe and like for more. And hope you have a great and fantastic weekend. I hope this gave you some value in these uncertain times. But forget about it. I know it's hard and easier said than done. Forget about it. Go enjoy your weekends. Go enjoy your family. Go enjoy your friends. And I'll catch you guys next week, bright and early, for a whole new week, whole new time, right before Christmas. So next week's going to be fun. We'll see what it brings. Have a great weekend, guys. Talk to you later.